No. Good afternoon and welcome to another broadcast of Billionaire Codes. Today I want to talk about a very topical issue, and that topic is traits of the proactive leader. But before I get into today's topic, I want to whet your appetite by asking you a very important question, and that is, if you were given the chance, the opportunity to live the life of your dream, where you can live the life of your dream of owning your own home, owning your own business, driving multiple cars if you want to, being able to attain financial freedom within 3 to 6 years, being able to live a life that truly represents your passion. Would you take it or would you leave it? That is the $1 million question. I ask this question because before the end of this program, I will show you how you can become a part of a movement, a network management system that will literally give you the opportunity to tap into your social abundance and your financial abundance. So stay tuned, I will give you that information shortly. But to get the ball rolling, let us talk about the proactive leader. Every organization needs the proactive leader. But what exactly am I saying when I talk about the proactive leader? On the topic of leadership, leadership has many shades of gray. But today I will talk about the proactive leader. And when you get a copy of my book, you will learn more about the proactive leader. But I will whet your appetite today. I will look at 3 characteristics of the proactive leader. And one of those proactive characteristics is the proactive leader thinks ahead, and I'll tell you what thinking ahead means. The proactive leader sees beyond problem. We'll talk about that. And last but not least, the proactive leader take action to influence desired results in every area of his or her life. And you need to position yourself in 2018 to become the proactive leader. Now, what exactly do we mean by being a proactive leader? If you're an entrepreneur, one of the first things that you need to do in getting your business started, you need to develop what is known as your 5-year strategic plan, at least 5 years. And your business plan will allow you to think ahead. Your business plan is what represents the application of your creative thinking ability that allows you to see the beginning, the end, and the in between of a given process. What I'm saying, in other words, before you even start that business, it's important that you put yourself in that position of strength where you can get a clear mental picture of what you're getting into. So thinking ahead entails this. It's about you knowing what products you want to supply, who you're supplying that products to, what is the potential of supplying that product, what impact it can have on your commercial, realizing your financial aspirations, among so many other things. Is very important. You want to be proactive in business. You must put yourself in that position of strength where you can think ahead. I wanted to just talk briefly about global branding and marketing. What I'm doing here is just whetting your appetite. When you come into our system, our network management system, we will expose you to a deeper content of information that will literally rock your world, give you a different approach and a different outlook on life. But now let's look at it, because the proactive leadership is not only relevant to business, the ability of thinking ahead is not only relevant to business, it's relevant to your personal life. And what exactly do I mean by it's relevant to your personal life? You must ask yourself, what are dreams and hopes and aspirations you have for yourself? And in doing so, you need to develop what is known as your life's master plan. You see, there are many people in the world today who are living a life and they have no game plan to realize their dreams and their hopes and their aspirations. You need a game plan. In my book, Billionaire Code, I mentioned that if you can't measure it, you can't monitor it. And if you cannot monitor it, you cannot control it. So you need to put yourself in that position of strength where you could measure how much you want to grow in your life. You need to create systems that will allow you to grow in alignment with your dreams and your hopes and your aspirations. But along with this, you must put yourself in that position where you could monitor your actions towards manifesting your dreams and your hopes and your aspirations. This is all a part of thinking ahead. So we talk about measuring and monitoring. And now it's about controlling. The third step is about controlling your action to be able to manifest your dreams and your hopes and your aspirations. So when you develop your life's master plan, it is what is the foundation in terms of helping you to be able to measure, monitor, and control the things that you want to have happen in your life. And I quickly want to say this. The most successful people in the world, they have a game plan for their personal lives and for their professional lives. And these are things that I want to encourage you to adopt. These are systems that I want to encourage you to adopt if it is that you want to come into your abundance flow. If you want to become successful, a successful entrepreneur, and even successful at living a best quality life now, you must put yourself in that position of strength where you can certainly leverage your skill sets to make it happen. And it begins by knowing your game plan. So the first concept you learn here is that the proactive leader thinks ahead. You must be able to think ahead. Don't wait until you come into a scenario and then you ask yourself, how did I get here, or why me? You need to think ahead. You need to develop your plan, and developing your game plan, it is what allows you to apply your creative thinking ability that will allow you to see the beginning, the end, and the in-between of a given process. And because you can now see the beginning, the end, and the in-between, you can now take informed action to manifest the desired results that you want in life. So it's very important for you to understand these concepts and to be able to apply it to your life. The next concept I want you to listen to very carefully, is you need to see beyond problems. The reality is that you have big dreams, you have hopes, and you have aspirations. But many of you, who might be young in business, you're saying to you have a business dream and a business hope and a business aspiration, but guess what? You don't have the startup capital to take your business to the next stage of development. And you see the lack of funding has a barrier to your success story. Well, if you're seeing the lack of finance as the barrier to your success story, simply means that you have not learned the second trait of the proactive leader, and that is seeing beyond the problem. When you come into this program, we will empower you with the content of information, empower you with that knowledge transfer that will truly help you to come to that point where you can see beyond the problems. The lack of access to funding is not a problem because there is no lack of. There's a lack of relationships. And we will help you to understand how to nurture healthy relationships and how to leverage relationships in a way that it can represent the collective interest of the wealth of people who are involved in a process of development. And I can assure you that once you start to now leverage a healthy, productive relationship that represents the interests of the collective, here is where a massive shift starts to take place in your life. Okay? Um, Develop a solution driven mindset. Develop a positive thinking mindset. There is Develop a mindset where you are no longer seeing the problems. And let me just give you a hint. While studying at a university, it was very clear, Cambridge University, American University, it was very clear that you spend over 90% of your academic studies conducting case studies, developing a content of information that prepares you to interface with the world of business, of the world of medicine, of the world of science. Why? Because you are being placed in an environment to fix the problems of the world. And the people who are more successful in fixing the problems of the world are the people who attain the financial breakthrough that they're going after in life. So this one is very good. If you adopt these traits of the proactive leader, it will not only give you dividend in terms of nurturing healthy relationships with the masses, with people, with your specific demographic, but it will also set the tone for you to be able to attract your financial breakthrough. And simply apply these systems. Develop a solution driven mindset where you're no longer seeing the problems of life, but you're now seeing the solutions. How you can see beyond the problem. And you have the capability of doing it. And if even you feel you don't have it, we want to add to what you have. So all you need to do is to reach out to us, and we will certainly help you to gain that content of information that will transform your life. The last one I want you to look at today, and is what we call the proactive leader. Take action to influence desired results. And taking action is so important. I begin by saying that if you have a business, the first thing that you should invest in is having your 5 year strategic plan. Because your 5 year strategic plan helps you to see the beginning, the end, and the in between of your dreams and your hopes and your aspiration. And you need that. But as you develop your strategic plan, it's also for you to recognize that there's no perfect plan. And that is why you need to prepare yourself to see beyond the problems of business and the problems of life when they arise. Because I want to assure you, they will arrive. And you need to just prepare yourself physically, emotionally, and psychologically to deal with the challenges when they arrive. And this is what we prepare you for. And once you have your strategic plan, and you can now think ahead, and you now is in a position of strength to see beyond the problem, it is now important for you to take action. It doesn't make a lot of sense to develop your 5 year strategic plan for your business. It doesn't make a lot of sense to have your personal life master plan, and you need it. Everyone needs a personal life master plan. But even when you get it, you don't want to have it sit on the shelf and gather dust. You must take action to manifest the results that you want. And this is the third trait of the proactive leader. He or she takes action to influence desired results in every area of their lives. And this is so important for you to understand. In my book, Billionaire Codes, I talk about taking action, but I talk even more about taking informed action.